So let's take a look at how the main commodities are actually doing. Equities are not doing a whole lot. It's the rupee where the action is actually centered around. So after making a fresh 10-month low on Friday, there is some rebound actually happening as far as the rupee dollar INR is concerned. But no respite. It is definitely heading towards the 56 mark, as we have been talking to a lot of strategists on the Hot Commodities show, and most of them have been indicating that 56 would be the next level. We are already touching 55.70, so there's 1% weakness versus the dollar, which is seen today as well. That is actually having an impact of how the gold is actually trading. 1750, there is some small weakness which is being seen right now as far as the international prices are concerned, but overall if you look at the 1 week 10-day move, 1750 almost is here, and we've been coming from 1729 odd levels all the week, all 5 trading days for the last week. Silver too at current levels is around $34 an ounce mark. So that's the kind of move we are actually seeing in silver. A good over 2% jump coming in for the week gone by. Most of the strategists, of course, have been having a buy call as far as this crude as well, silver as well as gold prices are concerned. Let's actually discuss all of that with an expert joining in on the show now, Mr. Ashok Mittal. He's the CEO of Commodities and Currencies at Emkay Commotrade. Mr. Mittal, thanks for joining us. Let's start with how the rupee has actually weakened even further today, 1% cut coming in almost at 56. Do you agree that that's the next level to watch out for?
I think yes, there has been a lot of pressure on rupee as a currency, because on the one hand dollar is like appreciating against currencies, although it's not really too much appreciating against commodities, but I think the domestic pressure on rupee is higher. So we have been seeing continuous buying happening from various sectors within the country as well. However, we think that closer to 56 it might see some kind of resistance either by the exporters and by the Central Bank of India. So in both cases I think we should see some kind of resistance, but as of now if you look, the momentum which we have seen in the last few days should continue, and we might see say 56 or very close to that in next few sessions.
Alright, just to mention Lanco Infra, that particular company has managed to raise some funds for its power projects. Overall they have lined up around $2 billion, out of which $600 million will be going for the company's power projects. So stock would have actually reacted in the positive. Yes, it has 0.5% in the green. Coming back to the commodity side, Mr. Mittal, what is your outlook as far as the international prices of gold are concerned? We saw it coming 1720, then 1725, 30. Now we are almost at $1750 dollars to an ounce. We'll come to your strategy. You have a buy as far as the December futures are concerned, but where do you see it heading? 1800?
I think the broader range for gold has been between $1700 to $1800 dollars, but in the near term we are seeing 1750 to 1800. So I guess that we should see somewhere close to 1770, 1780 dollars as the next target, because international market gold has been going up because of the safe haven appeal for the gold, and also the problems which we are seeing in euro area. So our idea is that we should not really see below 1735, 1740 now in this current run, and should see somewhere about 1762, 1770 as the dollars. Similarly, if you see on the Indian markets on MCX December contract, I think 32,300 now should be a good support, and the higher side we should see 32,500, 32,600 levels in next 2-3 sessions. So in gold we are actually advising buy on dips as a strategy, because we expect the prices to remain firm.
What about silver then? December futures 63,500, you have a target of almost 65,000. Where would you tell your investors to put a stop loss at?
I think the kind of money people have been making gold, silver, the run should continue for some more time. We do expect 65,000 to come, because now we have actually crossed 1 or 2 resistance levels and we are way above those prices. So we expect that we should see about 35 or maybe $36 on the international markets, because gold and silver now broadly are going in the same direction. So we should see about 65,000 rupees. So in both, in fact, gold and silver, the strategy is to buy on dips. The gains in Indian markets may be slightly better because of the movement which we are seeing in rupee, because whatever upside movement happens on the international markets in gold and silver, the impact in Indian market is slightly better because rupee is also depreciating. So the returns are slightly higher on Indian markets.
That's correct. Actually, in the last 1 year, it will be interesting to look at the graph for gold as well as silver, and you would see that there is almost an identical kind of a move coming in. That's silver, 16.5% in last 52 weeks. Let's see how the gold has actually moved. There is a relation, 12.5%, so just 4% differential between gold and silver. Mr. Mittal, you have a buy call as far as the crude oil futures are also concerned for the December series. However, we've seen that with ceasefire coming in, the pace of growth or the volatility has gone down a bit. Do you think it's a good time to start buying, and there could be a good movement in crude also on the upside?
In fact, for a long-term perspective, we have been bullish on crude oil prices, largely because we thought this tension should take the price higher. Despite of this ceasefire, we saw some very sharp correction on the downside happening, but after that again we have seen that demand factor coming in, where people have been investing, let's say for the consumption, and also because of the overall price against the dollar as a currency, where gold, silver or base metals or crude oil etc. has been going up. So I think broadly the demand still remains there. So these are the levels between say $85 to $90 is a good level as an demand coming in and support being there in the prices. So we expect that we should see somewhere about say $90 on the international market for IMX crude oil, or maybe we'll cross that $90 mark. So still we expect there is another possibility of about say about $2. That means about 100 rupees even from the current levels.
Mr. Mittal, quickly, what's your strategy on copper?
Base metal also is looking good, although the overall long-term perspective is not really so bright for base metals. But right now, the Europe data which we saw, the confidence which was slightly better, and as well as we also expect, some positive news coming from the Greece, where if this goes positive, then again you will see Europe or Euro being strengthening. So that will push the prices for base metal higher. So we feel that at least for short term, maybe today, tomorrow, next 2 sessions, we do expect base metal prices to remain positive or remain bullish. So hence we have recommended to buy base metals, especially copper.